I constantly battle depression and I got PTSD. That's a whole nother story. But the depression specifically, I want to encourage anybody who's feeling depressed and you feel stuck, and just know that sometimes in the depression, you got to get out of your normal situation. Like if you're sitting at home all the time and isolating, because the goal of depression is to isolate you. But get out the house, go work out, activate your mind, go hiking, find something you love to do outside the house to activate your mind to kind of get you thinking a different kind of way. Um, Also, with my depression particularly, I usually get depressed when I feel stuck.
Yeah.
And that's where when my mind is one place and my heart is one place, and those two things not reconciling, this is for me particularly, I usually feel depressed. So I ask that if you're battling depression and you're stuck, sometimes there's a decision that needs to be made that requires a level of faith that you probably haven't had or seen before. So I
Hmm.
want to encourage you to legit go to God, man, and tell him like, look, I can't. I know you have a purpose for my life, and I can't function in this space. So help me unpack this depression I'm holding on to, because you don't want to walk around with that weight on your shoulders. Like the worst feeling I ever had was being depressed and trying to perform. And for me, I love comedy
Mm.
because it's an extension of my life. But I used to perform just to get away from my depression. But
Yeah.
the what is it, endorphins when you're performing made me feel good and feel alive. As soon as I was done, I would crash and
Yeah.
go to a darker place. So I'm encouraging you, if you're battling depression, man, get out of your head, try something new today. Try something that you never thought you would do. Go a different route to work, try new food, have conversations you never had, and go live, man. Because being stuck is not the business. And I know I can't tell you just get over it. I would never tell you just get over your depression. But also
That's
try to
right.
find people who get you, that can handle your ugly and talk through it. Like you got it. You can't fix you. It's like telling somebody who's battling drug addiction, you know, they're like, I got it. I'm okay. I'm like, you got to be around people who love you. It can hold you up and hold you accountable to get out of that thing, man. So try to find somebody to talk to, get out your head, get out your house, and like, for real, man, pray and ask God to remove that thing. I remember when I was battling depression, I was in Atlanta and I went through my quarter life crisis I mentioned earlier. If I'm talking too long, let me know.
No, you
Um,
good. You good. We got the time.
I literally asked God, I said, man, please take, I call it the cloud. I said, man, take this cloud away from me, man. Like I literally take it. And I felt God like release the cloud and the weight from my shoulders. And I said, I
Yeah.
never want to deal with that again. And sometimes you have to recognize and take and do a temperature check. It's almost like your engine light on. Like depression is like your engine light, your check engine light on. But a lot of times we can ride around with the engine light on because we so used to functioning like that. And that's not normal.
Mm.
Sometimes it's your body telling you to check in with yourself and unpack some stuff that you don't need to be there. And sometimes you can get depression from unforgiveness.
Come
And
on.
I can feel unforgiveness on people, which kind of sucks because I want to take on their pain. So do it, check inventory of yourself. If you're battling depression and you're listening to this, do inventory of yourself and check in with yourself and all the things you usually do. Like whether you think like one thing I don't do is I don't drink or smoke if I'm battling depression. So sometimes you got to purge and like go on a fast and clear out your body and all the things that you usually do to like make
Deal with
yourself
it.
numb it up.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
smoking and drinking and adding sex to it makes the hole deeper. So you got
Mm.
to pack all that stuff and feel what you're supposed to feel in order to get out of the depression. So I just want to encourage you, man. And I hope whatever I'm saying is landing on whoever need to hear this, man. But like, again, unforgiveness, um, being stuck. Sometimes you got to make hard decisions. Like I said, for me, my depression came from just being stuck emotionally with my head and my heart. Unpack that thing, find things you love, get around people who love you that can handle your ugly, where you can, and so you can talk that thing out. Sometimes talking about the things that hurt you help too. So
That's right.
again, I just want to encourage you, man, and tell you I'm rooting for you, and it's possible. And just know that depression is a tent, it's not a home. It's a
Yeah.
tent, it's not a home. You're not supposed to live there. You know what I'm saying? Like your tent, you probably still stay there for a limited amount of time. That's not your home. Your home is joy and peace. But you sometimes, when you get that thing in this world we live in, you gotta fight to sustain your joy.
That's right.
And when you get joy, you gotta learn how to protect that thing and like
That's
learn
right.
how to stay away from toxic people. Sometimes you can be the toxic person. Like you gotta learn how to protect your light at all costs.